Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Farce, where we review and discuss your and our favorite comedy films. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that currently resides in Southern California, the stunningly stupendous student of stupidity, from trivia nights to title fights, your voice of choice, Ozzy V. Also with me on this program, first in the Northern California Bay Area, world famous juggler, Greg Larson. How you doing, Greg?
It's Wrestlemania weekend coming up, so I'm fantastic. How about yourself, Ozzy?
I'm great. I'm great. I had some sort of psychic vision about you going to some sort of variation of a beer fest, but I think it was my imagination. It happened in another timeline. Also with us, ladies and gentlemen, Flesh Wound producer Todd. How you doing, Todd?
I am chilling. I'm prepared today, so
you're the prepared producer.
Yeah, I wasn't an hour late like yesterday.
For the prepared producer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this week we do have the pleasure of. Sorry, it's a little tick I have when I can't get into the story, but whenever I run into a lot of P words, the explosion just kind of gets me off kilter. Call it my kryptonite. Anyway, this week we do have the pleasure of reviewing and discussing the 2000 film Ready to Rumble. Todd, do you have a trailer available?
I absolutely do.
The prepared producer provides previews.
Giants come and go in this great sport of ours, but there is only one king, Jimmy King.
Wrestling's fake. Wrestling's not fake! I like wrestling. My dad sucks, man. I mean, he's making me take that cop exam. I mean, I should be able to make up my mind about what I want to do with my life. But who cares, bro? What's tonight? Monday Night Nitro!
Here we go with tonight's main event for the WCW heavyweight crown. Diamond Dallas Page. Jimmy King.
Behold the king.
Okay, Peggy. Pep talk, baby.
Now, this must have happened for a reason. We gotta find Jimmy King.
Hey, hallelujah.
On a quest to find King.
I can find anyone on the net.
St. Francis Motor Court.
You're gay! Need you to rise above this. Take Sinclair down.
I have to say, I wouldn't mind taking a nice swing at that little dirt bump.
You give me what's mine, you slimy ass freak!
Any match, anytime, you name it. The steel cage. You're gonna win that $1 million and get your belt back because that's our mission.
Everybody knows wrestling's fake.
That feel fake?
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to rumble!
That was the trailer for Ready to Rumble, released on April 7, 2000, with a runtime of 107 minutes, rated PG-13, directed by Brian Robbins, written by Stephen Brill, starring David Arquette, Oliver Platt, and Scott Kahn. Initial thoughts on this. Took me a while to actually see this. Of course, with the tribalism in high school of being one-sided, you didn't want to do anything or see anything associated with WCW if you were like that hardcore WWF fan, which, you know, I was at the time, admittedly so, whatever. So it took me a while to see it, and it was okay, but there were some reasons this time around. There's a few things that were a lot funnier this time
You're
around.
not so wrestling racist now, is what you're saying?
Wrestling race. I
was gonna say prejudice, but I thought wrestling racist sounded funnier.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not going to repeat that just to avoid any doctored audio, whatever. Well, I don't know with AI, anything's possible. Anyway, but I definitely enjoyed it this time around. After, well, there's a few lines I will get into that hit better now than they did when I first saw it. I think in 2005 or 6 at that point. But Greg, how about some initial thoughts?
Yeah, this was one I remember seeing the trailers for, but for some reason never got around to. So I was stoked once I watched the trailer. I was like, I don't know why I didn't watch this movie. I remember the Monday Night Wars. I enjoyed them a lot. I was never a partisan guy. I watched both promotions, and yeah, I'm stoked I actually got to it. So, and it was good seeing some of those old school wrestlers just
Van Hammer, who was excited to see Van Hammer pop up. That literally made me laugh out loud when I popped on screen. It's like, out of all the guys in the roster, Van Hammer's getting the rub.
I saw on IMDb that Dominic Mysterio and John Cena were supposedly in it, but maybe I missed it. I mean, John Cena's everywhere. You just don't.
I think it was made and was released in 2000, so made in 1999. At that point, Cena was still like the prototype.
Yeah, he would have been in development. So it's possible that he was at the very least in crowd shots, because Dominic would have to be a kid. So, I mean, it would make sense. He's one of the kids in the audience. But yeah, I don't know. Because what year was Dominic in WWE? Oh, well, Ray was still in W. So this is So he would he'd be even smaller. Would probably, I don't know how recognizable he would be.
Yeah. So, moving on to favorite moments, there wasn't a whole lot of real laugh out loud moments. One in particular, and I have one more that actually doesn't have much to do with the movie. How about one of you guys go first?
I feel like I'd like Todd to go first, just
because it's going to be.
I worry. Oh no! Okay.
Well, there you go. Take you go first. I already gave mine away.
That's a fair one. And for those listening on audio, it was the DDP symbol flipped downwards. But yeah, I mean, there's a moment where two people are hooking up, and then a shirt gets removed, and he yells "foreign objects." Because it's like a wrestling moment, and he just socks her. Hey, it was so unexpected. I had another favorite before that, but just because it wasn't, the foreign objects moment was funny enough, but then followed up by that moment was brilliant. Caught me off guard.
So the line that hit me better now was the traffic line. It couldn't be here with the rest of us. It was like, he's in a little bit of traffic. It's just funny to hear that now. Also but to be honest, what made me laugh hardest more than any point in the entire movie were the clip at the end credits of all the nut shots.
Oh, yeah.
Holy Toledo. Like, I couldn't get enough of that. But anyhow,
I'm surprised you weren't all about the nuns singing "Running with the Devil."
That was all right. It was like funny, but it didn't make me like laugh out loud like the nut shots. I mean,
yeah,
I'm like the Homer Simpson with the Hans Moleman,
Yeah.
And Pugs did ask me to put this up. This is one of Pugs' favorites. I was going to have him on, but he couldn't make it scheduling wise. But it's one of his favorites, and he wanted me to put over the butt fruit line and and harpoon his ass. Those are the two. He's like, put those over for me if no one does. So
I gotcha. Going with the critique, something that really bothered me throughout the entire movie was when they kept referring to the promotion as the
that's on my list.
WCW.
That's on my list.
I was with everybody saying it was so annoying, and it must have been like real pain for DDP to be there and be like, why are they letting him say it wrong?
But the thing is that they used to do that on the product too, and that would drive me insane as well. And I mean, it was something they do, so it wasn't like, but it
sounded terrible.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense. The World Championship Wrestling doesn't work. The World Wrestling Federation does.
Yeah,
they're not the same. But yeah, that drove me insane every time it's used.
Dun 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 dun. Dink. That dink in there. It's not the same. All right. Critiques.
So I'll cross that off my critique list. Go ahead.
Some of the continuity issues, like in that first big match where, you know, they get to Nitro and, you know, they get DDP out there, and then it's got Bam Bam Bigelow like being like, come on down to King and whatnot. And there were so many shots in that scene in which wrestlers who were like Mr. Perfect was in like a spinning shot and such, and all these other guys who hadn't come out yet, which I'm sure was part of a cut at one point. You know, maybe they were all originally supposed to come out together as a group, but it wasn't until at the end when they all got brought out that they were actually there. So yeah, they made some choice moments on the Mean Gene close-ups that were not consistent.
Done.
All right. Oh, that was another line for favorite, but okay. All right, let's see. This is the other. I knew you'd take one of these, Ozzy.
Well, you have to be so aggressive when you say that.
Because they're fans, but they keep calling it Monday Night Nitro. And that was not what it was called. It was Monday Nitro and Monday Night Raw. So is Warner Brothers just trying to say they really wanted the other promotion?
Just couldn't afford it.
Right? The whole Jimmy King thing is just like the King of Rock rap is just like, as the kids say, cringe. I was just like, this whole movie, that's what this movie is. Like, I don't really like this movie yet. It annoys me on so many levels as a wrestling fan, but like the way that Arquette and that they act, I'm like, oh.
I love how annoyed Todd is. This is fun. I feel like I'm going like on a mental roller coaster. It's a lot of fun.
There's just, I don't know. There's something about it. It's never set right.
Arquette is definitely over the top, but
he always is, and I get it. What about him selling the glass that predicts his deathmatch future? There's so much like I try every time, and I get why Pugs likes it, but it's like, oh, this movie's not good. They make wrestling fans look stupid. They make wrestling look stupid. This movie gave us David Arquette as WCW champion. I just watched that Triple Cage nonsense. I'm like, oh my god. But other than that, yeah, I didn't hate the time watching it. It was just like,
that's enough. That's just like a little sliver of the enjoyment, you guys. So excuse me, I was leaning back, but that's just a little sliver of the enjoyment that I'm sure you guys have whenever I have to watch a movie like Private School or Larry Blumeyer. Moving on.
All right.
Getting into the ratings here. Yeah, it's not a fun film to get through sometimes. Like at some points beginning.
I got one more. I got one more. Jimmy King randomly turning into Canyon every other shot because he was so obviously the stunt double.
Yeah.
And then also, did you notice
Who
later
better?
Canyon's in the crowd wearing like an ICP Joker's card shirt,
I
like
didn't
cheering at
notice
the
that.
end? No.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the shot with like, I'm trying to think if there was someone holding a baby next to him. Okay, go ahead. Go into your "this isn't a good movie" rant.
It's not, but it's more like there's just
WCW wasn't a good product at the time either, so it makes sense that it wasn't a very good movie. But there's something car crashy about it. Like I'll watch it again. It's not no holds barred.
there
Which
is
is
literally a car crash in the movie.
this is true. Okay, never mind. Moving along.
But going into the ratings, I mean, if you had like I guess a bunch of people over that, like are doing something like playing a board game and you want to have a movie in the background, there's some moments where, oh, that's stupidly fun, if that's your kind of thing. But I'm at it 2 out of 5.
No, it's this one hit a lot of fun like member berries for me. It was great. See, like I used to love Kidman and DDP and Booker T. Like it was then Harlem Heat. Booker T was like awesome. Like all
dropping
those
N bombs and all.
So, yeah. So it was good to see like that era of wrestlers again, and so that was awesome. And seeing Mean Gene on the mic again, phenomenal. So for those aspects, like I enjoyed this movie for that element of it. Storyline wise, it was all right. It seemed very basic throughout all of it. And so would I watch it again? Probably not. But will I, laugh thinking about a couple of moments? Sure. So I'm gonna give it a little bit higher than Ozzy. I'm 2.5. Didn't go too crazy. Wasn't bad though. But yeah. 2.5.
I'm sitting at 2.5 also. And like I like David Arquette. I like him in like everything else. I don't even dislike him in this. I just, as a representation of a wrestling fan, I mean, it's probably not far off, but it's still, I just don't want to see that. I don't know, but yeah, because I do like David Arquette. I just movie, and I liked like the wrestling stuff he did when he did his second run and did all the actually learn how to work and was like having good matches, and then he did the death match stuff too. So I mean, I like second run. Like I was one when he won the WCW champion. I was like, I don't care. It makes sense. Get him some news. I wasn't like, it's the end of the business. That was when Vince Russo won the belt. So anytime anyone shits on David Arquette, I'm like, no, Vince Russo was the worst WCW. I get why they did it, but I used to love, do you remember when he'd pop up on Raw with the WCW title or just the sign that said WCW champ pointing at him? Like he just in the crowd because he's a wrestling fan. So just the movie itself isn't for me. It's like a lot of the old wrestling movies, like it just doesn't work. Especially when they try to like the wrestling movie. They're fun to watch for the time capsules. Even like No Holds Barred, not a great movie, but like that time capsule of that era, they all are just kind of like that.
I've been in a timeline where we had to review it for something, and I swear I can't remember.
I know, and every time we bring it up
right now.
Next if you guys want us to do No Holds Barred next WrestleMania, make it known, and then Ozzy won't have a choice.
I keep bringing up movies during WrestleMania season, like Suburban Commando and, Thunder in Paradise or whatever that one was.
I feel like I'm down with those, but I feel like we can't do those until we knock No Holds Barred out. I think that's the
fair.
gate.
I don't, that's not necessary.
Fair. But I also don't know if I want to go through those because I have good feelings about them because I watched them as a child.
Which is why I think No Holds Barred is, if I don't want to get ahead, but like I'm not going to be too far off that like Greg on this one. I don't.
Yeah.
Think. But but you got Debo beating up Hulkster now, so you watch it a little different perspective. Where's my title belt, Punk?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to watch that movie.
I know, that's why. Okay, so good telling them that you don't want to watch. So now they're definitely not going to really request that one. That was a good move, Aussie. Thank you.
I swear it was on something because I remember saying, "Oh wow, that's Kurt Fuller." Before, like after, I have only known his name within the last 10 years, and I remember seeing this movie when. Now we're getting into no holds barred.
Yeah, see, that's why we got to just do it. Next WrestleMania, done.
What
you got a year to prepare.
Travel thing happened. And then we have to do Suburban Commando, probably. Gross.
Oh, that opens the door to Santa with muscles for the Christmas. It's a whole smorgasbord with the whole
throw up. Anyway,
we won't do any in February, though. I promise.
Okay. Anyhow, that concludes our review of Ready to Rumble here, and this is available to stream currently on Prime Video. Is also available on Hoopla, which is, if you have a library card, is a way to get on there. And of course, wherever you consume your digital content for purchase or rental. So actually, before we head out, just in case you are in the Orange County area this week, I'll be hosting trivia this Tuesday at the Rush Barn Grill in Lake Forest, beginning at 7 o'clock. Also this Wednesday at the Brewery in Placentia, also at 7 o'clock. Prizes for the top winning teams, free to play. Bring as many people as you want. You guys have anything else before we head out for the evening?
I just got to say that I'm very surprised that of all the things that you found funny in this episode was that you think it's funny when people show up late to stuff. I think that's brilliant. Especially wrestling events.
Yep.
That's a good time. It's good knowledge to have.
Okay. Thanks for your input, Greg. Anyhow, for world's famous juggler Greg Larson and prepared producer Flesh Wound producer Todd, I'm Ozzy V, and we'll see you next week right here in a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Farce.